One of the things that we have, and I didn't really hear about until you guys probably have because you're in broadcast, maybe it was because I was in film, but I was not familiar with the sweeps periods. And when you go in and have this, I mean, you guys know they put all the shows the shows are new. You want to watch, whatever, I don't know if you watch Modern Family or something, I do. But if you watch, a show that's new and you want to go in and catch it, you catch it when it's new. And that's also, it's generally in sweeps. Because there are these, are you familiar with Nielsen and meter, and when people are talking about ratings and all that kind of stuff?
I don't know if they really know what sweeps are, the period of sweeps in television, if you want to elaborate on that a little bit.
You're familiar with Nielsen and measuring ratings and that sort of thing. Not that you necessarily know what they mean, because I still have to use my fingers and toes and figure it out. But that period of measurement, there are what called in the business books. There's a certain period of time that advertisers look at, and it dictates how much money can be charged for commercial spots. So again, you're coming back to this commercial component. You're like, we're talking about news, what's the deal? Well, there are these certain periods of the calendar year that are used for measuring how much money you can charge for commercial spots. And during those times, that's when you're putting your new content in, because you want the most eyeballs on your product at that time. So we have a February sweeps, we have a May, it's not just us, I mean this is universal in the broadcast world. February, May, there's a tiny little book in July, and then you have November. And those 4 books, really 3.5, but those books during the year dictate for the whole next year what it is that can be charged for the advertising rates for your station. And if you're not making much, then you don't get to buy new cameras, then you don't get to buy new equipment, then you don't get to hire people. So it's very interconnected. And I forgot your question. I'm sorry. But talking about remind me.
How much creativity?
Yeah, the creativity. You do have a lot, but at the same time, if you're working during the sweeps periods, they generally have invested a large chunk of time in what they call series pieces or sweeps pieces that end up being larger stories, or you've invested quite a bit of energy in those stories. So you develop these ideas, you cultivate, research, put together, and they kind of end up requiring a lot of time and a lot of resources and a lot of creativity. You put those out during those periods. The rest of the year, outside of those sweeps periods, kind of becomes a time when you're just working to refine, and you have some creativity, but it's not the time when you end up, nobody can go on vacation during sweeps, because you want to make sure that everybody's there and all your resources are there and you have everything in place. And that kind of goes hand in hand. If you've got everybody there, you've got more ability to do bigger pieces, which are usually the more creative pieces. And then the rest of the year, if people are on vacation or you're lacking resources, you kind of have to schedule around those things. So you get a little bit hamstrung.